Guys, when I was an undergrad at Northwestern, everyone thought that I was going to be something big. I was in this program called Mathematical Methods in Social Sciences, and it was a pretty elite program. And I'll never forget it. My senior year, I had this interview at McKinsey and Company Consulting, one of the biggest consulting firms in the world, and I blew it. I blew it because I wanted to do ministry with a friend of mine on the south side of Chicago. And I've done some things in my life. I've written some books. I have 2 master's degrees. I'm in a doctor program right now. I've had some pretty good jobs. But overall, I've kind of chosen the road less traveled, if that makes any sense. Like, for instance, at the age of 50 years old, I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. And one of the major reasons why I live in a 2-bedroom apartment is that I really don't think that I can take care of anything bigger or more complicated than a 2-bedroom apartment, given the challenges that I have in my life. So, has life been fair to me? Of course life has been fair to me. I chose to serve God, and I knew the consequences of those choices. And I knew that Jesus Christ himself was homeless, so fame and riches were not necessarily in the cards for me. But one day I was feeling some self-pity, and I was like, God, what's it all been about? And God says to me, he says, my son, I promised you a life of meaning and purpose. I never promised you a life of riches and status. And it kind of touched me when he said it to me. It made me cry. And as I was crying, he says, you may struggle, my son, but in the eyes of heaven, you're a rock star. So I'm saying to you, if you're like me, if you've traveled a road less traveled, and you're kind of wondering what it's all been about because you're in your 50s now and you don't have any money, in the eyes of heaven, you're a rock star.